Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your Evelyn. Shortly after yesterday's little teaser of it, we are going to review John Hickman's G.O.D.S. Not just John Hickman, but also Valerio Chitti, and I apologise if I'm pronouncing that name incorrectly. It is G.O.D.S, or G.O.D.S, which probably does stand for something, and I really should have looked into it. No, I know exactly what it stands for. It's fun. It's a great comic book. It does a few things really, really well, but it is a $10 comic book, so I have to address that first off. In real money in this country, that's going to be sitting back about £9, depending on where you get it from. And some people might be like, well, hell, that's a lot of money investing in something brand new. But it's Hickman. It's kind of what he does. He also doesn't finish things, but mostly what he's known for, I think, in this day and age is he starts things, he relaunches things, he reinvigorates things. I mean, he's pretty much launching the whole Ultimate Universe Part 2 for Marvel at the moment. And he's created fantastic stories in his time as well. So, yeah, you're paying a lot of money for it, but you're also getting a hell of a page count, and you really don't get much in the way of interruptions to it. I think there's only one ad I remember seeing, and that seemed to simply be there so they had a page to put the digital code sticker on for it. For the rest of the time, you're literally just getting nothing but story, and it is fantastic. Hickman does a wonderful job at this kind of thing. Not only is he just well known for it, but you can tell this is a practiced hand at a lot of things. Not only characterization, he introduces concepts and ideas and characters really effectively. He shows that these people who are new to our understanding of the universe have existed in it for quite some time. They have relationships, they have strengths and weaknesses, they have goals and desires and weaknesses. All of this is important because I often quite talk about the idea that there should be always a jumping on point for comic books. When people talk about, like, oh, I want to get into it, when's the best time to do it? There usually is a good time. Like, Wonder Woman's a great time right now, and Flash is a great time. Batman, maybe not. Maybe we'll give it a couple of months. But there should always be a point where you can just jump on and read it. I think that should be what every good comic book writer can do. But there's a reverse of that as well, which is not making an issue one feel like it is just an issue one. Like it's just, here is the start of the story. I am now going to spend some time introducing these characters to you. I'm going to explain how they fit into the world, and I am going to tell you what the stakes are. Don't worry, I will surprise you down the line, but I'm going to spend the time to make sure you know what's going on. I think the better writing trick here is to make it feel like you're coming into a story that's already ongoing. Yes, this is the first chapter that we're experiencing of it, but as a better person than me once said, if you're not telling me the most important or the most exciting part of the story, why not? And so jumping in at the most exciting point is probably better than 2 weeks ahead, or 2 weeks past, kind of building up to it and introducing the characters and showing why what's going to happen in the future is important. No, we are thrown into the mix here, and it is really effective. There's a bit of time hop where we're dealing with stuff that happened in the past, kind of like for foreshadowing what's happening now, but in a way that still feels like it's part of the same story. I don't really mind that kind of thing too much. Yeah, there's the Rick and Morty thing of like you should start your stories at the beginning, but it works well in this one. On to the art now, and it is spectacular. It might not have been. I think there's a very simplified look at it. You could say that it is kind of in a Marvel in-house style, something which I do complain about sometimes, simply saying that you can be a good enough artist to do the Marvel in-house style, but you're never going to blow me away. This one feels very in-house style, but it goes up just so many levels. Like, this is probably like a 9.5, 10 kind of volume rating in terms of what you can get away with while still feeling, looking, and giving you a Marvel Comics experience. It does this by playing around with form in interesting ways, but never pushing it too far. It doesn't go like full Bucky Barnes Winter Soldier kind of stuff with spiral layouts or anything. In fact, it has quite a few just simple 9-panel pages, but the guttering is messed around with a little bit, so you get more of a sense of each character having their own moments and time progressing in certain ways. There's also more exciting page layouts, and because this story goes to different places, potentially different dimensions, some different spaces, the creators have a chance to do more exciting things, and they play around with colours, and the colouring is really good in this. It still has that like digital style that I'm used to seeing in Marvel, but rather than just being like shiny blank colours or even like a loose gradient colours, there is depth to it, and it's not something I'm used to seeing in Marvel Comics these days. Bar like Spicer turning up and doing something fun with Daniel Warren Johnson, you don't really see this depth of colouring in Marvel in ways that I like talking about, but it really works well here. And the fact that, again, we are discussing or dealing with weird, unusual characters we don't usually see, we have the chance to show off fantastic, unique character designs, and we do get them. It looks fantastic, and the action sequences are brilliant. There is huge magical battles with a whole bunch of stuff going on, and it works and it flows. Everything about it is what I expected and what I'm happy with. I'm not adding it to my pull, though, simply because I do think this idea of a huge new paradigm shift for Marvel Comics isn't been done quite a few times, and I'm more interested in seeing how it plays out from an outside point of view. I want to see what happens with it, but I don't want to get fully committed and invested in it because I personally don't think it's going to be such a big shift that it matters in the long term. I'm too used to Marvel not letting that happen, unfortunately. But that's a problem with the company, not with the creatives involved. The two people at the top of the credit list on this one have done everything 100% correct, and I love them for it. That's it from me today, though. I've got another review coming. I'm going to do Power Girl next, I think. So if you want to do that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe thing. Tell your friends about me. I'm kind of cool. Until then, though, look after yourself, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.